Welcome to 2026. Gas prices are fluctuating. Cars are soulless cages. Insurance is a scam. You need an escape, but the price of freedom has never been higher until now. Because we found the loophole. We uncovered the golden zone of motorcycles. Cheap to buy, cheap to insure, and impossible to kill. These are the machines that offer maximum thrills for minimum cash. Stop dreaming. Start riding. Whether you have 3 grand or 7, your new life starts right now. Let's count them down. Number 10. Honda Grom, Generation 3 and 4. We start with the undisputed champion of the fun per dollar ratio. The Honda Grom is not just a motorcycle, it is a cultural phenomenon. In 2026, the Grom is more popular than ever because it holds its value better than gold bullion. It is a mini-moto rolling on 12-inch wheels, but do not mistake it for a toy. It is a legitimate motorcycle that has taught millions of people how to ride. It features a 124 cubic centimeter air-cooled single-cylinder engine making nearly 10 horsepower. What makes it perfect for beginners is the removal of the intimidation factor. It weighs just 224 pounds. You can literally pick it up if you drop it. The seat height is accessible, but because the bike is so narrow, even the shortest riders can flat-foot it with confidence. We met a rider named Pizza Mike in Chicago. Mike needed a way to get to his classes without paying $50 a day for parking. He bought a battered, used Grom. He told us that on his first day, he stalled it at a busy intersection. On a big bike, he would have panicked and dropped it. On the Grom, he just lapped, paddled it to the curb with his feet, hit the starter, and merged back in. 2 years later, he is part of a Grom squad with 50 other riders. He said, "I have ridden Ducatis and Harleys since then, but the Grom is the only bike that makes me giggle inside my helmet every single time I start it. The budget angle is unbeatable. The Grom sips fuel. We are talking about 100 plus miles per gallon. You can ride for a week on the change found in your couch cushions. Maintenance is virtually free. It holds less than a quart of oil. And when you are ready to upgrade, you can sell it for almost exactly what you paid for it. It is essentially a free rental. If you want that new bike smell, you can pick up a brand new 2026 model for roughly $3,900. However, the smart money is on the used market, where a used 2023 to 2024 Grom can be found for between $2,800 and $3,200. The Grom is tiny and fun, but maybe you want something with more presence. Our next bike gives you classic British styling and a thumping engine for a price that seems impossible in 2026. Number 9. Royal Enfield Hunter 350. If the Grom is too small and you want something that looks like a real motorcycle with classic styling, the Royal Enfield Hunter 350 is the bargain of the decade. Released a few years ago, it has flooded the streets of cities worldwide because it combines retro cool with an unbeatable price tag. It runs on a 349 cubic centimeter air oil cooled single making 20 horsepower. It uses the famous J-Series engine, which is loved for its torque. It doesn't rev high, it thumps along. This makes it incredibly hard to stall at traffic lights, which is the #1 fear for new riders. When you let out the clutch, the bike just surges forward gently. It doesn't ask for high revolutions. The chassis is designed for agility. Royal Enfield dominates the budget sector because they build simple machines. There are no expensive radiators to break, no complex electronics to fail. It is metal and oil. Insurance companies love these bikes because they are not classified as sport bikes, meaning your premiums will be rock bottom. You can walk into a dealership and buy a new 2026 Hunter 350 for approximately $3,999. If you scour the classifieds, a used 2023 example is often listed for $2,900 to $3,300. The Hunter is retro cool. Our next bike takes us to the future. It is the entry point to the dark side of Japan, offering sharp handling and a modern look that screams performance without the high insurance costs. Number 8. Yamaha MT-03. This is the entry point to the dark side of Japan. The Yamaha MT-03 is a naked sport bike that strips away the plastic fairings of the R3 to create a comfortable, upright street fighter. It is arguably the best city bike on this list for riders who want a modern look and feel. It features a 321 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled parallel twin pushing out 41 horsepower. The MT-03 offers growth potential. Unlike the Grom or the Hunter, the MT-03 has enough power to comfortably hold 80 miles per hour on the highway. It has a parallel twin engine that revs smoothly, teaching you how to manage RPMs. The riding position is upright, which gives you excellent visibility in traffic and puts zero strain on your wrists. It is light, nimble, and the clutch pull is feather light. preventing hand fatigue during practice sessions. The styling is aggressive, with that signature alien eye headlight that makes it look meaner than it actually is. Yamaha reliability is legendary. These engines are bulletproof. In 2026, the used market is saturated with 2020 to 2023 models, driving the price down significantly. It looks like a much more expensive bike than it is, giving you street cred without the debt. A flashy new 2026 MT-03 will cost you around $4,999. However, the deals are in the used market, where a clean 2021 model can be snapped up for $3,500 to $3,900. The Yamaha is modern and aggressive. Our next bike is for the rebels. It ditched the chrome for a blacked-out bobber look, and it has the lowest seat height on this list, making it impossible to drop. Number 7. Honda Rebel 300. For those who dream of the cruiser lifestyle, leather jackets, open face helmets, and low riding, the Honda Rebel 300 is the undisputed king of the entry-level cruiser market. It ditched the chrome of the old days for a bobber blacked-out aesthetic that looks mean but rides gentle. It runs on a 286 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled single-making 25 horsepower. Two words define this bike: seat height. At 27.2 inches, you are practically sitting on the ground. This allows almost any rider, regardless of inseam, to plant both feet flat on the pavement with knees bent. This creates a massive psychological safety net. If you feel the bike tipping, you can easily catch it. The center of gravity is low, making the bike feel weightless at low speeds. It is the most confidence-inspiring chassis on the market. We spoke to a rider named Sarah who is 5 feet 1 inch tall. She was terrified of motorcycles because she could never touch the ground on the bikes at her training course. She was about to give up on her dream. Then she sat on a Rebel 300. Her heels touched the floor. She told us, "The fear evaporated instantly. I realized I wasn't balancing on a tightrope. I was sitting in a chair. I bought it that afternoon." She has now put 15,000 miles on it and rides cross-state to visit her parents. It uses the same single-cylinder engine found in the CBR 300R. It is simple, parts are available at every Honda dealer in the world, and it is incredibly fuel efficient. It is a minimalist machine, meaning there is less to break if you accidentally drop it in a parking lot. A new 2026 Rebel 300 retails for $4,849, but cruisers are ridden gently, so finding a used 2022 model for $3,400 to $3,800 is very common. The Rebel keeps you low to the ground. Our next bike takes you off the ground. It is the SUV of motorcycles, designed to conquer potholes, gravel, and dirt with suspension that eats up mistakes. Number 6. Kawasaki KLX 300. What if your idea of freedom involves dirt roads, gravel paths, and urban potholes? The Kawasaki KLX 300 is a dual sport, a dirt bike with turn signals. In 2026, dual sports are having a massive resurgence because they are the SUVs of the motorcycle world. It features a 292 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled single-making 26 horsepower. This machine is unkillable. You will drop your first motorcycle. It is a fact of life. If you drop a Ninja, you crack expensive plastic fairings. If you drop a KLX 300, you scratch a cheap piece of plastic that looks better with scratches. It teaches you traction control because dual sport tires move around a bit. It has soft suspension that eats up bumps, curbs, and mistakes. While the seat is tall, the bike is so skinny and light that it is easy to manage once you swing a leg over. Maintenance on a KLX is essentially change oil, lube chain, ride. That's it. Insurance is dirt cheap because they are rarely stolen compared to sport bikes, and they are cheap to repair. The new 2026 KLX 300 comes in at $5,749. However, because these bikes have been out for a few years now, a used 2023 model can be found for $4,500 to $5,000. The Kawasaki loves the dirt. Our next bike is for the gentleman. It comes from a premium British brand that shook the world by releasing a budget bike with high-end finishes. Number 5. Triumph Speed 400. This was the bike that shook the world a few years ago. Triumph, a premium British brand known for expensive machines, released the Speed 400 to compete with Honda and Royal Enfield. It offers premium fit and finish at a budget price. It is the gentleman's choice for beginners, powered by a 398 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled single-making 39.5 horsepower. It features premium tech that you usually only find on expensive bikes. It comes with ride-by-wire throttle and traction control. Traction control is a safety net that prevents the rear wheel from spinning if you give it too much gas on a wet road. The clutch is a torque assist clutch, meaning it is incredibly light to pull. It is a motorcycle that flatters the rider and makes you look like you know what you're doing. The attention to detail is stunning. Look at the fin cylinder head and the gold anodized forks. It doesn't look like a budget bike, it looks like a piece of jewelry. Triumph set the service intervals at 10,000 miles. That is massive. It means you're spending less time in the shop and less money on oil changes compared to other bikes that need service every 3,000 miles. A stunning new 2026 Speed 400 costs $5,295. Because it is a newer model line, used prices are still holding strong, but a used 2024 Speed 400 can be snagged for $4,200. The Triumph is classy. Our next bike is adventurous. It bears the badge of the most famous adventure brand in the world, allowing you to look like a world traveler on a beginner's budget. Number 4. BMW G310GS. The adventure bike segment is the hottest thing on two wheels. Everyone wants to look like they are riding around the world. The BMW G310GS gives you that long way round look and capability in a package that is small enough for a new rider to handle. It runs on a 313 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled single, making 34 horsepower. It offers upright ergonomics. You sit tall and commanding with a wide handlebar that gives you tremendous leverage over the front wheel. This makes steering slow and predictable. The engine is reverse-mounted with the intake at the front and exhaust at the rear, which keeps the weight centralized and the bike balanced. It is a baby GS, meaning it shares the DNA of the most famous adventure bike in the world, the R1300 GS. It handles gravel roads with ease and is fantastic in the city because the high seat lets you see over cars. You get the BMW badge for the price of a Honda. It opens the door to the BMW community and dealer network. While parts can be slightly pricier than Japanese bikes, the build quality ensures things rarely fall off. Get into the German brand with a new 2026 G310GS for roughly $5,890, or find a trail-tested used 2021 to 2022 model for a bargain, $3,800 to $4,500. The BMW is tall and capable. Our next bike is sleek and fast. It replaced the legendary Ninja 400 and has established itself as the new standard for beginner sport bikes. Number 3. Kawasaki Ninja 500. The Ninja 400 was the king of beginner bikes for years. Then Kawasaki replaced it with the Ninja 500. By 2026, the Ninja 500 has firmly established itself as the new standard. It looks fast, but it is secretly a pussycat. It features a 451 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled parallel twin, making 51 horsepower. It is a sport bike without the pain. Unlike a 600 COIC Supersport, which forces you into a fetal position, the Ninja 500 has raised handlebars. You sit relatively upright. The fairings provide wind protection, making highway riding much less fatiguing. It has a slipper clutch, which prevents the rear wheel from locking up if you mess up a downshift, a common rookie mistake. It is fast enough to be thrilling, but predictable enough to be safe. A college student named Jason bought a Ninja 500 against his mother's wishes. She thought it was a death machine. He told us about his first highway trip. He was nervous about the speed, but the Ninja felt so planted and the wind protection was so good that he relaxed instantly. He rode 400 miles that weekend. When he got home, even his mom admitted the bike looked sensible compared to the screaming race bikes his friends rode. The Ninja 500 is the Toyota Camry of sport bikes. It is everywhere. Parts are cheap, and every mechanic knows how to fix it. The resale value is incredible because there is always a new crop of beginners looking for a Ninja. A new 2026 Ninja 500 starts at $5,599. Since it replaced the 400 recently, the used market is filling up. A used 2024 Ninja 500 can be found for $4,500. The Ninja is sporty. Our runner-up is for the Soul Rider. It is a cruiser designed for comfort, featuring technology that puts navigation right on your dashboard. Number 2. Royal Enfield Meteor 350. If the Honda Rebel is the bobber, the Royal Enfield Meteor 350 is the traditional cruiser. It is designed for one thing: comfort. It is the slow lane champion that encourages you to enjoy the scenery rather than race through it. It uses the same 349 cubic centimeter engine as the Hunter, making 20 horsepower. It comes with a heel toe shifter and forward set foot pegs. This puts you in a relaxed armchair position. The bike is incredibly stable. It doesn't want to tip over, it wants to go straight. It features the Tripper navigation pod on some trims, which connects to your phone and gives you turn-by-turn directions on the dash. One less thing for a beginner to worry about. It is the least stressful motorcycle on this list. It feels substantial, with metal fenders and a deep, thumping exhaust note that sounds far bigger than it is. It is affordable luxury. The fit and finish are surprisingly high for the price. It gets 80+ miles per gallon, and the service is simple DIY work. It is a bike you buy to save money on commuting while looking good doing it. You can cruise away on a new 2026 Meteor 350 for $4,899. The used market is very kind to buyers, with a used 2023 Meteor going for as low as $3,000. Do you like this video? Click that like button, and if you want to support us even more, become a member. Have early access to the newest videos. The Meteor is comfortable. Our #1 bike breaks the rules. It is not a small displacement bike. It is a mid-sized legend that is gentle enough to learn on, but fast enough to keep forever. Number 1. Suzuki SV650. We are breaking the rule here. The Suzuki SV650 is a mid-sized bike, not a small displacement bike. But for a beginner who is a bit taller, heavier, or more confident, the SV650 is the holy grail of motorcycling. It has been in production for nearly 30 years for a reason. It runs on a 645 cubic centimeter V-twin, making 75 horsepower. It uses a V-twin engine. This offers a linear, predictable power delivery and a sound that is pure soul. Suzuki equipped it with low RPM assist, a feature that slightly raises the engine RPM when you let out the clutch, making it almost impossible to stall. It is a bike that is gentle enough to learn on, but fast enough that you will never need to upgrade. It is a forever bike. Because Suzuki has made this bike largely unchanged for decades, you can buy a 2018 model that is mechanically identical to a 2026 model for half the price. Parts are available in every junkyard and eBay listing on Earth. It is the smartest financial decision in motorcycling. A new 2026 SV650 is pricey at $8,149, which pushes the budget. But the reason it is #1 is the used market. You can find a used 2019 to 2020 SV650 in perfect condition for $5,000 to $5,500. That is the best value in the world. Click the next video to continue the road trip. Join our tribe by subscribing. And if you want to support our channel and have early access on the newest videos, become a member. And don't forget to like this video.